Shine is slated to be one of the last big tournaments of this eventful summer of Melee, so I thought I'd highlight a few players and storylines that you should be watching out for this weekend, and where I think they're going to place. And before we jump right in with who I think is going to win this weekend, I want to give a quick mention to my sponsor Smash Crate, who I'll talk about more at the end of this video. So the first big storyline to look out for this weekend is the return of Tryhard Mango. Mango looked absolutely dominant at Super Smash Con, where he did not drop a single set. And this dominance was not unnoticed, as he was actually placed as the #1 seed for this event. The big question here is if Mango will be able to carry this momentum into Shine, or if he'll be too focused on celebrating his victory to optimally prepare for the event. The best possible way to see if Mango's been practicing is if he ends up playing Chudat, who he's projected to meet in winter semis. He's 0-3 against the highly ranked Ices player this year, but with Chu's recent struggles, there's a very real possibility that Chu will be knocked in the losers too early to stop Mango. With all of this in mind, Mango is still my pick to win Shine. I'm by no means a Mango fan, but he just looks so solid at SmashCon, only dropping 7 games at the entire event. I think Mango has the fire lit inside of him again, and he really wants that #2 spot, or even more. Next we have a Fox player who has flown under the radar for the most part this summer, but has had a lot of solid performances, Rassvet. His biggest issue recently has been beating high-level Marths like the Moon and Zane, who both knocked him out of big recent tournaments. He has arguably the best Marth in the world, Mewtwo projected to play him in winter semis, so there's no better time to show off his mastery of the matchup. He's a surprisingly solid record of 2-3 against him this year, but the last 2 times they have met have resulted in losses for Rassvet. But if he's able to defeat Mewtwo, he's another god to face after making it in the top 8. It's hard to predict exactly where Rassvet is going to fall at Shine, but he almost always brings solid performances to these events, so I'm going to predict he'll finish at 5th place, but I think if he really shows up to this event, he could realistically take 2 sets off gods at Shine. After Rassvet, we have a player who has had an amazing summer that has put him in the conversation to possibly be the best solo Marth main in the world, the Moon. What is going to be his biggest hurdle of going on a crazy run like he did at Gommel is Plup, who he hasn't ever taken a game off of, and who could very realistically double eliminate him with the way the bracket is set up. But even if this is the case, the Moon should be able to add a handful of top 50 wins to his resume, with the first potential one being Crush, who he's slated to fight to get into winner's quarters and is ranked 1 spot above him this summer. After his projected loss to Plup, he's the potential to turn his records this year against both Lucky and Rassvet into winning ones, while taking wins off the 8th and 24th seed at the tournament as well. Although the Moon has been on a very hot streak lately, I've been finishing at 7th place just because of how likely he is to run into a wall of Plup or another god before he can make it deeper into the tournament. At SmashCon, MDVA showed up strong to their local major, with Zane getting most of the attention with his top 8 run, but Laud also put on a fantastic showing at the event as well. He was knocked out after an extremely close set with Zane, but not before taking wins over big names like Drugfox, Swedish Delight, and DizKid Boogie. This impressive performance boosted him enough to be the highest seeded Peach main at the event, slightly beating out Triff by 2 spots and being ahead of MacD by 9 spots. So for Laud, Shine will be all about proving that he deserves to be considered the 3rd best Peach in the world behind Armada and Bladewise. The biggest way that he has potential to show this is if he's able to upset Rassvet, who he took to Game 5 at their last meeting at Smash and Splash. But if he's not able to get a game off this top Fox, he's projected to possibly play Drugfox, Ice, and Chillin', all of who would be great victories for Laud. With lower ranked players like Laud, it's much harder to predict exactly where they might end up with a projected bracket, but I think he's going to bump a couple of top players out of the event and end up placing around 13th. And with my last video highlighting SmashCon, many commenters point out that I didn't mention any unranked players or hidden bosses that would be at the event, so let's talk about AbsentPage's potential at Shine. AbsentPage is currently Minnesota's #1 player on their PR and has taken games off multiple top 100 players this year. His most notable run was at EVO, where he took sets off KJH, Laud, and Eddie Mexico to finish 25th at one of 2017's biggest events. He's also an absolute monster when it comes to locals, as he's taken first place at 37 locals so far this year. There's not a central database that I'm aware of that has a complete record of his head-to-head history with the top players he's projected to face, but here's a list of a few of his potential opponents. He has a lot of high-level foxes that may possibly get in his way, but his win over KJH shows that he has the potential to handle them. There's also a possibility that Laud may get a run back from EVO on him with losers, which would be quite an interesting head-to-head set to see. But if AbsentPage is able to just take 1 set off of any of these listed players, it would bode amazingly well for his top 100 bid this year. With this minimal knowledge I have about AbsentPage, I'm thinking he'll be finishing around 33rd place, but I'm almost certain he'll be taking at least 1 top 100 player with him before he's knocked out. So let's quickly recap where I think all of the highlighted players will land. Mango at 1st place, Rassvet at 5th place, the Moon at 7th, Laud at 13th, and AbsentPage at 33rd. I'd love to hear what you guys think about my predictions, and I'd also want to see where you think all of these players are going to end up this weekend. And besides these players, there's also a ton of storylines that you should be keeping your eye out for this weekend as well. like Wizrobe, who's had a nearly non-existent summer, Westballs, who hasn't been playing to his full potential for a very long time, and Ginger, Michigan's best Falco, who is coming off a stellar performance at Super Smash Cup. And before I close out this video, I want to talk to you about my fantastic sponsor, Smash Crate. Smash Crate brings the tournament straight to your door by shipping you a monthly crate of Smash memorabilia that is created by fellow Smashers and is tailored specifically to your game and character preferences. So if you want to support artists within our community and an up-and-coming Smash-based business, Smash Crate is a no-brainer. And if you follow the link in the description and use the code Untitled, you can get 10% off your order that is applied at checkout. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I don't know what came over me, but yesterday I was just really feeling like making another video, so I pounded this out all in one day. So don't get used to this happening again. It was sort of a spur of the moment. I was really in the video making mood thing. So don't get used to a video every single day. There's no way I could manage that. But this has probably already been a pretty long video, so I'm going to sign out here, and I will see you guys next time.